In the last couple of years, Wordgirl has definitely been making a resurgence. And if you've grown up with Wordgirl and PBS, like I have, you know why, because it's genuinely a really good show. And of course back then, but especially now, people wonder, how powerful is Wordgirl really? So I'm gonna attempt to answer that. But before we do, a special message from me. Subscribe. Just do it. Do it. John. Becky has a variety of powers because of her lexiconian heritage. You know, the very basic Superman stuff from super speed, super strength, invulnerability, super hearing, sonic scream, and ice breath. So, you know, the standard bag of tricks with the exception of any kind of eye superpowers like laser vision. But what are her upper limits when it comes to just raw power and strength? Let's start with speed. Typically, and it's even said in the theme song, she is said to be moving at the speed of sound, and you know, that's fair. She moves about at pretty fast speeds, but the speed of sound is not even cutting it. Wordgirl, under 2 seconds, flew from the moon to the sun. Now light in 1 second can travel 186,000 miles, and the distance between the moon and the sun is 93 million miles. So that means she was traveling over 500 times the speed of light. She also grabbed several gigantic robots and then threw them into the sun. The distance between the Earth and the sun is 91 million miles apart. So when she threw those robots, she had to have been moving around 493 times the speed of light. So yeah, this stuff is actually consistent.
Are you laughing at me?
How durable is she? Well, quite frankly, I've never seen her take any damage. She was zapped by the energy monster when the energy monster had the power of an entire city. She's been stepped on, crushed, thrown into buildings, and she also survived re-entry speeds, which, yeah, and also plus that previous speed feat, she was standing right next to the sun, and that is incredibly hot. Well, duh, it's the sun, so her durability is way up there. And then of course, she caught a massive meteorite with her bare hands. I was having a hard time calculating this, but an asteroid that size could destroy a city or an island, and all that kinetic energy does not dissipate. It's absorbed into her body, considering she cushioned that fall. She basically tanked a nuke. And not only is that a durability feat, but that's a strength feat. She stopped an asteroid just like that. Now, there's not too much to say about her strength feats. It's hard to say her upper limit because she doesn't actually perform too great of strength feats. Yes, I know I just said she hurled back a meteor and threw stuff into the sun, but she's not out here smashing buildings or picking up tectonic plates. But there's two things that we should consider. First, her lifting strength. On average, we've seen her lift up like a ton or several tons, though her upper limit to how much she could lift is a little bit unknown. But there is a strength feat that's not on screen.
One time, Wordgirl lifted up an entire mountain with her pinky, and she didn't even chip a nail. But
okay, I'm not sure if she actually did this, but let's entertain this. So, if she lifted up a mountain, I don't know which mountain, but even something that ranges from, let's say, 10,000 feet, that would weigh into the several billions of tons. Now, if this is a true story, that means she was super casual about lifting that mountain with a pinky finger, and most likely she's able to lift a whole lot more.
Actually, I think I can break out of this pretty easily.
No! A superhero needs to know how to build suspense so the audience gets excited.
Really? Okay. I mean, I'll never break free of this heavy cage with my not strong arms.
Now what about striking strength? Well, we have seen her punch through several robots, and I assume they're made out of reinforced steel, and even seen walking through steel super casually. To break through steel, she would have needed to have been punching with about 1,000 pounds of force. And considering how casual she was about walking through that steel door, let's say her weakest punch could easily destroy steel. Now the speed of an average punch is like 20 miles per hour, so let's make it as casual as possible. Obviously, she could hit robots a lot harder, let's say around at the speed of sound, but we can see that she can actually swing her hands out of several times the speed of light. So if we use the speed of how fast she can swing her fist as a multiplier, her theoretical strongest punch would equal 864,900 billion tons of force. That is 12 times more powerful than the asteroid impact that destroyed the dinosaurs.
So again, if you were thinking about committing a crime in the next couple of hours, don't.
So to recap, speed, around 500 times the speed of light. Durability, could survive city to island level destroying attacks. And intense heat, lifting strength several tons to possibly even in the billions of tons if that story is true, and considering she used a pinky finger in that story, most likely a lot higher. And striking strength, on the casual end, she could destroy steel and giant robots on the average, punching with 1,000 pounds of force, and her theoretical best is enough to destroy the surface of the planet several times over. So yeah, Wordgirl is pretty impressive, to say the least. But hey, this is not my usual type of video, but if you want me to do a power scaling video on another character, let me know. And until next time, bye!
Wordgirl! She flies, fights crime,
Stop right there!
and knows a bunch of pretty impressive words. Fly into a half hour of word power. Watch Wordgirl right here on PBS Kids Go. Word